such a long time.
I know.
I love the dog. I love dog faces. What's up, Carlos?
Sound like you talked to Bill all day.
I only talked to him. Good evening. Sorry I missed last week. Hey, Tony, that's okay. Haley was asking. She goes, did Tony come on? And I said, no. And she goes, what? I said, hey, man, you know, it happens.
Yeah.
It was a terrible show because you weren't there. So, yeah. So, how's everyone doing? What's up, John? What's up, William? Let us know where you're from. You know, today's been a fun day. Today we had a heck of a day. Today we put in our first Maestro AR along with our first Kenwood 600, what's it called?
606 DSP.
Yep, 606 DSP. Hawaii was amazing. Thank God it's over.
Question, what's going on?
But, self from DC.
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin in the house.
Yep. Jason.
My name is Fro, and I'm from Portland, Oregon. It is very nice to meet you guys. What's up, Fro?
Nice to meet you, too.
Nice to meet you as well, my friend. Thank you for chiming into our show. What's up? How's it doing? Say hello from Commerce,
California.
Hey, Isaac. So, yeah, so that was an eventful day we had. We did a 2016 Ram.
Yeah.
We filmed the whole thing, of course, because that's what we do apparently now.
Beautiful interior.
Beautiful interior, yes.
Yeah.
You liked it a lot. It was red, pimpin' red, pimpin' Cadillac red.
Black and red.
Why don't you scoot over some? You're out of frame. There you go. The rocks have been kind to you, kind to me today. I'm glad the rocks were kind to you. I felt like someone was chucking me in the head with a rock. Michigan State.
Side chat.
I finally got my back audio. Heard speakers. 2011 Camaro. Hey, with your 2011 Camaro, make sure you do all the software updates for the Camaro. So there's an update for the actual control panel, the AC control panel, as well as make sure that the brain itself is up to date. And also, when you go to wire it up, you'll notice that there's a yellow wire that comes into the brain and a yellow wire that comes out of the brain. Do yourself a favor and take and tee into it and loop around and tee into the other side, so that essentially you have it going into the brain and also around the brain.
Yeah.
You'll just be happier. Trust me on that one.
What's up, Alexander?
They're going to do an update to the harness at some point that's going to allow it to do that, but right now we have to do it in the field, and they're not going to tell you to do that. So, but make sure you do the software update for the air conditioning controls, because there was an issue that they were having that after some people, not all, 2 months down the road, the air conditioner would just kick itself out.
Yep.
And you disconnect the battery, reconnect the battery, it would work. It was just going to sleep and wouldn't wake up, so they did a software update to fix that, so all is well there.
Yep.
There's like a million questions whizzing by, so I'll stop talking about that. What do you got?
No, you good. Everybody chime in and say hello. Alexander for Sweden.
Oh, what's up?
Ray from Maryland.
What did
I'm going there.
Okay,
Johnny
sorry.
say what's up from Reno. Dina Velez say, hey guys, do you guys do alarms and remote starters?
We do, but we don't do a lot of them because here in Florida it's not a big thing. But if you're in Florida and need one, yeah, we do. They're expensive.
Johnny says, so how was the AR install?
So real quick on the AR, the video is going to be amazing. It's going to walk you through all the things that are possible between the AR and the Kenwood amp. The two work together. We had some issues right off the get-go because the site is still under development, and iData, my bad, my shirt. iData is still working on it, so there was a direction issue between like getting the right instruction manual. So we got that taken care of, and then there was a slight issue in that the amps were, Kenwood was supposed to ship out a secondary harness that they didn't, so we had to locate one of those to do the install. And then there was an idiot on my part. I couldn't get the app to sync up right. Fernando thankfully figured that out because I was just ready to kill somebody. But once we got all the headaches straightened out, it went very smooth and sounds amazing. We didn't get to finish tuning it because we had to come do this, but it's wow. Just the initial I did a quick, old school V-tune, set up the crossovers, and very impressive, very, very powerful. All we used was the the 6 channels to do front rear sub. Pardon me, instead of adding a second sub amp on channels 7, 8, or 9 or 10. But the AR functioned well so far. So yeah, we're real pleased with it. At this point, we've got. I think we ran into every problem possible putting it in, and Matt at iData helped us through all of them. So at this point, I consider us pretty much experts.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because we hit the wall on every step of the way, and we just trudged through it, and now it's like rock on. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
All right, give me 1 second. It's kind of like Facebook is kind of playing with me right now.
Is it?
Yeah. You see, I can get it from the other.
Oh wow.
I know. Look.
All right. Well, where did we stop?
Okay,
Clint?
So Miguel.
I remember Clint. Yeah.
Okay, Miguel. What is your opinion on the JL Fix 86 over the audio control LC7i?
The Fix is going to do a lot of things that the LC7i can't do. The LC7i is just a basic, really nice high-level to low-level adapter. The Fix is just that. It's a fix, so you can put it in, and it has EQ. It can de-EQ a system, whereas the LC7i can't do that. If you can get yourself a Fix, get a Fix. If you have a real basic car where it's no time delay or anything like that, and you don't want to spend the money, the LC7i will do the job for sure.
Hey, if I missed another question, just ask again. Sorry, Facebook is kind of... Clint, say hello from Hamilton, Ohio.
Yep.
Edwin.
Clint's an avid follower.
Right. Yep. Edwin, I watch all your videos just because I enjoy them. Thanks for the quality and dedication.
Thanks for watching all the videos.
Thank you, Edwin. David say, put in a factory radio replacement into 2007 Navigator. And when I put the radio, and the volume goes up and the screen, but front speakers stay the same low volume. Only front speaker play. This is the factory radio, swap it for another factory radio.
So we swap one factory radio for another
factory radio, yeah. 2007 Navigator.
Does the Navigator is going to have a premium sound system in it? You might actually have a bad amplifier, not the radio.
Because you don't think the radio, the knob is bad?
Well, yeah, but front and rear wouldn't matter. I mean, front and rear should go up parallel with one another. If it's not going up, that might. What if the speakers are just blown? Like, because if it's a Navigator and has a premium sound, it just has the tweeters and the 5 1/4s and the 5x7 panel. If they're blown, you'd have that'd be one of those things you'd have to do a lot more research on that Navigator.
Right.
Sorry.
Chad, how's the weather over there?
Today was nice. It was rainy all day yesterday. We spent the day at Disney. We have some video footage of that at some point you guys will get to see. But today, because it rained, it cooled it off, so it was actually really nice.
Okay, Chris, say, thanks for the update info. I have the VA system, but long ago through the...
You're getting quieter.
For an aftermarket amp, I test the system, and front speakers just were not very loud.
Oh, okay.
The back.
So this is on the Navigator?
No, this is on another car. I don't know what kind of car.
Let me see what we got. Okay.
This is
Thanks for the updated radio info. I have a BA system, Bang & Olufsen, badass. But long ago thought that for an aftermarket amp, I tested the system and the front speakers just were not very loud. And back was decent. I used the amplified system on the adapter. What else could it be? What kind of car is it? Because it could be a Eric checking in. You're up 2:41 in the morning.
What's up, Victor Jose?
Anytime you have to integrate into a factory radio with an amplifier, if the channels are bad, there's nothing you can do about that. Really, what you want to try anytime you're integrating into factory head unit or factory amplifier, the whole idea is to not necessarily get front rear sub. The whole idea is to get a good left and a good right and allow that to go into your processor and let the processor do everything. So if you have a good, like in a Ford F-150 with the sync system that's a V6, the front door speakers put out engine growl, like roar, roar. So we actually use the rear speakers, attach our LC product to that, and from there we go to our amplifier. So we use the LC to do everything to separate, so we get you lose fader control, but that's not the point. Who uses fader control? So really at the end of the day, you want a good left and a good right to go into your amplifier, and you can do all your adjustments from there.
All right. So William say, I have a 2015 Ram with non-amplified system. Should I use the data link if I want to keep my XM radio?
It really doesn't matter. If you want to keep your XM radio, you're still going to need a tuner because the tuner is built into the radio. You'd want the SAT1, the iData SAT1 antenna adapter, and then from there you can use anything you want. The only time you have to worry about on the Rams is if it has the tow package that's controlled from the radio.
Yeah.
If it has that, you need the iData system. If it doesn't have that, you can use the pack piece. It works perfectly fine.
All right. So John say, Dean, do you know if it's possible to use the HDMI port on the back of the Pioneer NEX radios for an Amazon Fire Stick or Roku? Danny, what's up?
We didn't have any luck with the
Fire Stick?
No, I didn't think we tried the Fire Stick.
Yeah, we tried the Fire
Did
Stick.
we Fire Stick?
Yeah, Josh?
Oh no, that was the that was on the iSimple meeting links. Yeah, it works fine.
Yeah,
it works fine. My bad. Yeah, I was thinking of something else. Yeah, you can plug in a Roku, you can plug in a Fire Stick. Yes, no problems.
See,
you can also plug in a Google Chromecast.
Yeah, chat say, yeah, Facebook was acting a fool like a minute ago.
Okay, that's wonderful.
Travis, I want you guys to put my new Pioneer Android Auto deck and a full install in my Jeep.
Okay.
Yeah.
We do Jeeps.
Yeah, a lot.
A lot of Jeeps.
I'm going to install CompuStar Pro T11 in my 2001 S2000.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're going to do remote start, make sure you hook it up the way they say. Don't do anything stupid, because...
Well, probably you're going to install it because she asked for...
Oh, I'm not installing it. I'm not installing that. Forget that.
Why not? Come on. Hulk Rodriguez. Give me a quote.
For all quotes, call Paul tomorrow, 727-216-6170.
Yep.
We don't do prices. We suck at that.
Yeah. No.
All right, what else did I miss? There was
All right. I'm going
to Are you still... Where are you at?
Fro
Yeah, what did Fro
is the
say?
man. Love the videos. Yeah, Dean Fernandez. Hey, guys. I was wondering what you thought. What?
I thought Fro said something.
Fro says something, but I can get it back.
Okay. All right. Sorry. Missed it, Jason. Sorry.
I'm sorry. Ask again. Okay, so D. Fernandez, I was wondering what are your thoughts are as far as what? Reliability.
Reliability.
Yeah. And these newer audio companies.
Oh.
Newer audio companies like Crescendo, CT Sounds, and especially in Scar, since you guys carry them. Okay.
So, thoughts on reliability. Alright, so if you guys caught the last Car Stereo Diaries, Install Diaries, I had mentioned, I brought up a kicker, and it was just a kicker by chance because that's what was sitting on the bench, and it showed the burn sheet for the amplifier showing that it actually put out the wattage that they claimed. It was in no part insinuating that kicker was the only one that does that, and or that because you don't get a burn sheet with your amplifier, it must suck, like some one that clearly didn't listen to me when I said, hey, I really don't need any comments on this because I understand that some amps don't come with burn sheets and they're nice amplifiers. The real argument was to prove the point that some of the cheaper amplifiers give you an owner's manual that says, stamped in the owner's manual, amplifier does 500 watts by 50 or whatever, and that's what it does. There's no question about it. And then of course the amplifier costs $150 or $200. Is it a bad amplifier? No. Is it lying to you? Yes. But to answer your question, I guess, roundabout way, is that companies like Scar and Crescendo and CT Sounds, and they're all good companies, and they're all owned by guys that are trying to make products, sell product, make money. That's what we're all doing here. We're all trying to make money, trying to sell products to you guys, and they're a step above us. They want us to buy the products, or like Crescendo, they just want to sell directly to you. Are they bad products? No. Do they put as much effort into those products as, let's say, like a Rockford, who spends like 2 years developing an amplifier? Mm-hmm. No. But then again, the Rockford products are going to be 3 or 4 times the amount of money. If you look at something like an Audison amplifier that's hand-built by an Italian guy in the mountains of Italy, No, those are way better products for sure. But are those products that are affordable and are they bad? Yeah, Facebook's going crazy.
I know.
No, they're not. They're not bad. There's a lot of these young startup companies like Scar, like Crescendo, like CT Sounds, and I'm just using those examples because you gave them. That are they make great products, and they're reasonable. So should you buy them? Why not? You know, do they sound bad? No. I have no problem with any of them.
All right.
You know.
All right, Ray. I'm upgrading my 2004 Santa Fe with a factory amp, and I want to upgrade the stereo to a Pioneer 2330. Do I need a line output converter if you are planning to maintain the factory amp and the speakers for now?
No. What kind of car was it?
2004 Santa Fe. Hyundai.
No. That has a variable voltage. No. No, you can always use the preamp level output out of the radio into the Santa Fe harness. If you, yes, an LP54 would be really nice to.
LP74.
No, LP54 because he doesn't need.
Yes.
You need an LP54 would be really nice on the Santa Fe to turn the volume down so that it doesn't overload the input, so that at like volume 10 it's not maxed out going hey. You know, so if you put an LP54 in there, then you'll be able to adjust it so that you can play it all the way up to 35. And it'll sound better. Is it totally necessary? No. Is it something we would do if we were doing the install? Yes.
All right, Edwin. On the 4200 NEX, I use the SD card to play videos and mirror it to the headrest. But when I plug my phone to the USB 1, CarPlay is disabled, mirroring to the screen in the back.
Yes. Nope. That's just how it works. We did a bunch of testing on that earlier this year. Yep, it's just what it does. There's nothing we can do about it.
All right.
What's up, Corey?
Have you used the new MirrorLink cables? I don't know they make new MirrorLink cables.
Well, no, they have the new, Samsung makes a new HDMI to USB-C adapter, but you have to have the 8. And no, I haven't tried it because I don't have an 8.
An Android.
But I have ordered the cable, so I have the cable. I just don't have a phone to test it with.
Alex,
And it's not called MirrorLink.
Alex say, have you installed a Pack Radio Pro 5? If you so, it's difficult to integrate with OnStar?
No, it's very simple. On the Radio Pro 5s, they have for GM, they have a brown wire. The brown wire hooks up to a mute wire if the radio has a mute wire. So if you buy a Pioneer, Pioneer has a yellow-black wire on it that is a mute input wire. So what you do is you follow the instructions where it says to cut the brown loop and connect it to the yellow-black wire, and then every time you hit OnStar, it'll automatically mute the radio. If you hook up something that doesn't have a mute wire, it will still do that, it just turns the radio off. So either way, it works fine, and it's not real hard to do. And they tell you, cut the loop next to this wire and connect, so you can't really screw it up. It's a piece of cake.
Alright, so you guys are awesome. I learned a lot for you. Eric say, hey guys, chicken from Europe.
Eric, you guys look tired. Today was a very stressful day. We spent a lot of the time on the phone.
He's actually in Europe. He's on vacation or something like that. It's 12:41 a.m.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I'm glad he's watching. But no, it's just a very stressful day. We were on the phone a lot trying to work out this whole AR thing. But, you know, it's a learning curve for us and them. That's how I like it.
Alright, Ray. Ray say, are you pumped up for the new wireless Alban CarPlay unit? Only downfall is that 2 volt preamp outputs.
Yeah, I mean, we got it. Tomorrow we're actually starting shooting on it. My homework tonight, I've had it in the trunk of my car for about 2 weeks now, so that I've been trying to get some time to read the owner's manual and go through it. We put one in the Jeep a week ago, and that was really fun. Had a ball putting that in. Wanted to shoot my brains out there again because I don't know why putting a startup menu in a box so that people can figure out how to use these things is so goddamn hard. Sorry for the profanity. It just really ticked me off. Anytime you have to go download an owner's manual because they can't give you one in the box just to figure out how to use something is stupid. And Alpine, stupid you. But no, we're really looking forward to the unit. And after talking with some other companies, I feel that you're going to see a lot more of those here shortly. By shortly, I mean in the next 6 months. What's up, Jeff? So yeah, it ought to be fun. You know, the fun about wireless CarPlay and soon wireless Android Auto, which Pioneer showed back in March or May, you realize it eats the battery up on your phone a lot. So it's great for those 10 or 15 minute drives, but anything after that, you really need to plug your phone in. You know, because if you're going for an hour and a half drive trying to use wireless CarPlay the whole time, by the time you get there, you're not going to have any battery left. So the nice thing with the Alpine is it doesn't, you know, you can do it wirelessly, no problem. It gets in, automatically pairs. It's really cool. And as soon as you plug your phone in, it doesn't miss a beat. It works great. So, yeah, it's cool.
All right, this is kind of confusing. Let's see.
Give it a go.
Yes, okay. Danny said, I have 3 tweeters.
3 tweeters.
2 Alpine R-types.
Yeah.
And 1 Clarion. I have 5 and 5.25 Alpine type arts and 6.5 on the dash and the doors. All are 4 ohms by wiring in parallel, and the tweeters with the crossovers will be getting 2 ohm load. That's just getting in the dash.
Okay.
The same setup in the door. That's it.
So it sounds like you're just trying to put a whole bunch of speakers onto an amplifier, and you're wondering if the tweeters are going to cause any problems. Tweeters with their caps and crossovers and stuff like that typically don't. They kind of fool the meter into thinking it's less resistance than it actually is. But you know, when you buy a set of coaxials and it's a tweeter, it's a mid-range, and it's a crossover, and they say that's going to be a 4 ohm load, then that's a 4 ohm load. So if you take 2 pairs of them, connect them together, all 4 speakers are going to make a 2 ohm load because you're using the crossovers. Now, if you take the crossovers out of the equations, that's really going to screw everything up. So don't do that. But yeah, I mean, here's the other thing too to keep in mind. If you're trying to play an amplifier at 2 ohm because the owner's manual says it will do 2 ohm and it's a Class D amplifier, don't. Okay? Because Class D amplifiers running at 2 ohm, unless you have a really expensive version of that amplifier, is not a good idea. The amplifiers, although are capable of running 2 ohms, thankfully, because that's what the owner's manual says, what it doesn't say in asterisk is this is going to sound like crap. So if you want to put a whole bunch of speakers in a car, then buy a whole bunch of amplifiers.
All right. So, Steve, hey guys, have you guys changed out one of the OEM 8.4 screens on the Alpine? The Alpine OEM
The
system?
restyles.
Yes. On the new 2000 and the new Ram 1500, have one in the Bay, and I have a lot of issues.
Of course you do. It's an Alpine restyle. No, we haven't done the new Ram with the new restyle yet. Most of our Ram guys just buy 7-inch screens, but give Matt a call at iData, see if he can help you.
No, it's not a restyle. It's the factory OEM Alpine system.
Oh. Well, okay, so he has a factory Alpine and he's trying to take it out? Or trying to leave it in?
Yeah.
I would never take that out.
Out.
Why would you take that out?
We never change it.
No, we always leave that in. Like the one we have in the Bay now is 2016 Dodge Ram Alpine
screen.
Factory Premium System, big screen. That ain't coming out. No way. No. Because there's way too much crap going through that. And I don't think Metra's going to do a really good job about that. Now, according the iData, supposedly will retain a lot of that stuff, but I don't even know if they do that one yet either. Ooh, even if they do.
Mark,
Yuck.
say, do you guys have most of the radios in stock, or do you guys order it as needed?
No, we stock everything.
I'm coming from out of town, and I'm getting a head unit, EchoMaster rear camera install. We have everything.
The only thing that, depending on what EchoMaster camera you want, that would be the only thing, because we carry, I don't know, 6 or 8 different EchoMaster cameras, and depending on the rotation and what day,
just make sure.
Just call. But radio-wise, we stock all the radios and quantity.
Yeah, talk to Paul.
Yeah.
Hey guys, any new stereo kits for 2016 Honda Accord?
No.
Nothing, man. Not yet.
Not yet.
I know he's been asking a lot.
Yeah, no. We just got the iData Honda connection, their T-harness in today, but I don't know what it does. I don't think it does anything special. I don't think it's going to retain the top gauge clusters.
Alright, Johnny, do you think you guys will have Chick-fil-A sandwiches in the shop again? We finally got one here in Reno, Nevada.
Ooh, dude,
That's awesome.
cookies and cream milkshake, small. Don't get the large unless you're a big boy, and even still, that's a tough one.
I love
But
the fries, man.
The cookies
fries.
and cream milkshakes are the best, and then twice a year they have specialty. They have peach, and then they have, is it banana?
That's banana.
Banana, oh my god, banana Nilla wafers, I think it is.
Enjoy it, man. It's awesome.
Haley lives off of Chick-fil-A. Like, it's like, what are you doing
What are you
today?
eating?
Oh, Chick-fil-A. They just actually bulldozed her Chick-fil-A
Awesome.
because they're rebuilding it. The one there in 19, they bulldozed the whole thing and won't be opening until November. She's losing her freaking mind. It's like, honey, there's another one the same exact distance the other way. But that's not mine. Ugh.
All right, Chris.
What's up, Victor?
What do you recommend for a 2017 Silverado with the 8-inch touchscreen navigation? Want to keep the head unit and change everything at least. New mids, new highs, and subs.
It's a Silverado. So it's got the big
2017.
screen. Does it have the Bose system? Crucial. Does it have the Bose system? We need to know that.
Yeah.
So on your Silverado, does it have Bose?
Chris,
Let us know if it has Bose.
Alex, what's up, fellas? I'm going to install a Pack Radio Pro 5 and a friend's Duramax. Is there anything special when I can come integrate on the OnStar?
No, like we just talked about all that OnStar stuff. You know, check that back out earlier in the video if you want. Really, if the Chevy Duramax, the biggest thing about the Chevys is the harness is color for color, man. They're real simple. The biggest thing in the Pro 5 is awesome because everything works. The two things on the Pro 5 you have to look for is read the instructions for the brown wire. That's the loop. Pay attention to that. And also, when there's two plugs for audio. There's an amplified and a non-amplified. If you plug, if it has a Bose system, you're going to use the amplified. If it doesn't have a Bose system, you're going to use the non-amplified. And if you get those wrong, it's either going to be really loud or not loud at all. That's about it. Now, the key to that car is trying to fit all that shit in the dash, and that's where it becomes fun. You have to trim out the plastic that's behind the radio. You have to go at it, man. There's 2 layers of plastic, depending on what year it is. There's either 1 layer of plastic. You just have to remove some basic stuff. It's the newer one. You got to remove a bunch of other shit. But you have to get that plastic out of there, otherwise none of that crap's going to fit in the dash.
All right, Willie, how good are the new Pioneer NEX? Is the 2330 NEX comparable with the 42 NEX?
No, they have a bunch of differences, and it's funny. Okay, so 4200 is going to have dual USB. 2300 is going to have single USB. A 4200 USB will only do FAT32. 2300 will do what is it? It's not FAT32. What's the other one? NTFS.
Yes.
And it's only a single USB on the 2300. So even if you plug in something MTFS, you can't do Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. So it's not like it really matters there. The 4200 is a detachable face, so if you're trying to put it in something like a Jeep or something that's going to get wet or something you want to keep safe, 4200 is still the only thing with a detachable face. Now, the 2300 has a new audio section built into it with all hand-picked audio components and a redesigned circuit board that the 4200 doesn't have. However, the 4200 is one of the most amazing sounding radios the Pioneer's ever made, so I don't know how much better you're going to make it.
Yeah.
The 4200 has an SD card slot that the 2300 does not have. It's a whole new user interface that's a little bit, if you've ever used an Apple device before, Apple used to have a bunch of colors, shadows, and all that crap. They took all that stuff away on the 2300, made it a little bit more basic, streamlined, kind of retro style. What else? They both have HD radio. I think it's about, you have true dual zone on a 4200, so if you're going to do any form of rear seat entertainment and you want to listen to the radio up front and watch a DVD in the back from the front radio, you can only do that on 4200. You cannot do that on a 2300. 2300 also has network mode. So if you're going to do a tweeter mid-sub setup, or if that doesn't matter to you, doesn't matter. Right. The 2300 also has memory, so you can recall all your EQ settings. That's about it. That's all I can come off the top of my head.
All right.
Sorry.
Are you sure?
All
right. Because we got a lot of stuff.
I'm trying. It's
all right.
fair.
Christian, say.
Scott, I don't have your number. Sorry. Go ahead.
All right. Is there any nice single DIN radio DVD player?
Yeah, the new 3330 or 3300 from Pioneer.
Yeah.
That's going to be the best flip. Was it a flip out?
That's a flip out.
That's going to do Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, 5-volt pre-out. Sirius XM capable. Yeah, so it's pretty awesome. Also, the 4200 has HDMI, the 2300, all those don't.
All right, Victor. I'm thinking to get a GMC Canyon. Will I able to move my P2 D4 12 on the shallow box, or should I have to change the P3 SD4 12?
So he's trying to fit the 12 into the canyon.
Yeah.
Canyon. That's going to be a tough one, man. That canyon really has no room.
No ways. He used to have an Altima.
Yeah, that would be nice. But no, it's going to be tough. If it's an extended cab, or does it say, or just regular cab?
No, the Canyon. It's like a
Canyon,
SUV.
No, the Canyon is a little little four-door pickup. It's the Chevy.
GMC Canyon? Really?
Yeah, it's a pickup truck. Okay, anyways. You're going to have a tough time with that.
There you go. Shipment. Can you hook up power wire connection under the hood when your battery is on the trunk? Or it's better to get directly to the battery?
Quick story. Dodge Viper.
Hi, Will.
Battery is in the trunk next to the battery. I'm sorry. Battery is behind the driver's rear tire. So here's the front of the car. Here's the rear tire. Here's the battery. So to get to the battery, you have to pull the rear tire off, or you have to be really slick and pull the inside fender well out. Circuit City decided to work on one of these and ran the power wire all the way. The amp was mounted on the rear. Ran the power wire all the way up to the front of the car. On the side of the Viper, you could look in the little air dam and you could actually see the fuse holder. Guy came to me and says, "Hey man, I don't know. This just doesn't look right." And I was like, "Yeah, no shit, it doesn't look right. It's wrong. Your battery is right here. Okay, it's literally here's the amp, here's the battery." They ran a wire up to the front, and then all the way to the back is where the factory runs. So now you're relying on the factory wire to be strong enough to power the car and the amplifier. Bad idea. So, long story short, always go to the battery, no matter where it's located in the car. Done deal. A lot of people like to also, in the GMs and the Chryslers, where the battery's buried up underneath the back seat or up by the front fender well, they'll go to the jump point. Never do that. It's like an 8-gauge going from the battery to the jump point. Plus, that power wire is the one that's running everything in the car. So, always go to the battery. Sorry.
All right. It's funny.
It's hilarious.
So, Will, I want to buy a 2014 to 2016 Infiniti QX60.
Okay.
Can I add aftermarket speakers and subs?
You can add aftermarket speakers to anything you want. The only thing you run into is how are you going to get that signal out of the radio and into the amplifier. That's where the processors come in. Audio control, Phoenix Gold, Audison. That's that. You're going to need to be able to take the signal coming out of the radio, somehow turn it into RCAs, and clean it up, and then plug it into an amplifier. It sounds a lot harder than it actually is nowadays, but it's getting extremely simple. It could be something as simple as like an LCQ8, all the way up to something as hard as like a audio control DMC8, I think it's called, MC810. And then Phoenix Gold has their new 8-8 or whatever the hell it is. So there's a lot of ways to do it that are fun and exciting and give you all kinds of adjustments. Like the gentleman earlier asked about the JL Tweak. That's a device that will allow you to do that as well. The whole idea is to be able to get a left and right full range output into something to go to the amplifier. Now how do you do that? That's what all the summing devices are for. So will you be able to do it? Yes. Is it going to be cheap? No. Not at all. Don't think because your car has a nice, cool radio and with a touchscreen, you're saving money because, like, I don't have to buy this. No, you don't have to buy this, but you have to buy everything else, which is the audio side of this, meaning some way to sum, EQ, and RCA. So, I hope that answers your question.
All right. So, D, say, thanks for the input. I'm debating between the CT Sounds and the SCAR for the budget. I just wanted to know, since you guys choose to carry SCAR. That's it.
We choose to carry SCAR because SCAR is local. So I mean, that's really at the end of the day. We know Kevin, the owner. He's been in this area for years. Yeah. So I mean, you know, we're supporting him. He's really good to us. So is one better than the other? Probably not. But you know, hey.
So Martin say, Dean, don't sweat a lot of paperwork crap. A lot of these people respect what you and Fernando do. Thanks for all your time.
What was it?
Don't sweat all the paperwork crap.
Paperwork crap?
Yeah.
Oh no. It's all good. Thank you though. Thank you very much. And we appreciate that you appreciate us, and that's really why we keep doing it. Because if you guys didn't like this, well, I would get more sleep.
You say hi to Jeff. CC.
Hi Jeff. Hi CC.
Yeah. And okay, Miguel. What are you guys running in your personal vehicles?
Nothing.
Oh, nothing.
And you're just being funny.
I was wondering why the press run.
The only running I do is at nighttime. That's with my feet.
I don't even run.
I don't even run. The little legs. Look down. You have little legs. What was that movie? Okay, what movie was that from? Look down. You have little legs.
No idea.
Yeah.
Okay. Edwin, do you have to have Wi-Fi to use CarPlay?
Wireless. Yeah, I saw that earlier. Yeah, so how CarPlay wireless works is it's not done over Bluetooth, it's done over Wi-Fi. How you pair to the Alpine unit, though, is through the Bluetooth. Okay, so this is what's screwed up. So you open the phone, you go to the Bluetooth setting, you tell it, oh, here's the Alpine radio, you pair to it. Once you pair over Bluetooth, the Bluetooth automatically redirects it to the Wi-Fi. It gives two authentication codes, say Wi-Fi here. It automatically does that through Bluetooth, and then the Bluetooth turns off and goes away forever, and everything is paired over Wi-Fi. The Bluetooth is only on the unit for authentication and pairing. That's it. Once it's done, the Bluetooth is totally disabled and doesn't do anything ever again. Like you can't listen, you can't like do Bluetooth phone calls or anything like that. It's 100% Wi-Fi.
All right, what's up, Kyle?
But yes, you have to have Wi-Fi.
Cole says, so which one is the best, Class D or Class AV 4-channel?
Isn't that the $1 million question? Okay, so if you're asking me, if you gave me a couple amps to choose from, so like if you came to me with a PDX F604 and said, hey man, do you like this amplifier? I'm taking this amplifier and I'm running because it's a badass 4-channel Class D amplifier that sounds awesome. It's Big Brother, the PDX V9, one of our favorite amplifiers. You've seen it on the show a bunch of times. So yes, but it's also a close to, it's like $450 Class D amplifier because it's built to sound amazing. They put the money in it to make that Class D sound good. Now, same side of the coin. If you buy the Kenwood Class D 805, the little tiny Kenwood that we always use in this, it's a Class D amplifier. It's like 75 watts by 4, Class D at 4 ohm. If you leave it at 4 ohm, it's one of the best sounding amplifiers I've ever heard.
Yeah.
It is our go-to amplifier for about 80% of the jobs we do because it's small, it's compact, and it sounds great.
All right.
If you run an amplifier the way it's made to be run at 4 ohms, as opposed to getting tons of power out of it at 2 ohms, you're going to love it. If you want to go big AB amplifier, that's where Crunch, Hyphonics, and those guys, they make these giant 1100 times 4 AB series amplifiers that you can run a boatload of speakers on. They're great for that. Hope that answered that question.
Okay,
Sorry.
So Chris say non-Bose.
Non-Bose?
Yeah, the 2017
Yeah, Silverado. Okay, so you have a 2017 Silverado non-Bose. Perfect. You could just use any processor you want to get out of that into the radio. The other thing you need to check on the radio is the ding, 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 ding sound, chime. Most of the newer cars have the ability to turn the chime down from the radio. If your car does not have the ability to turn the chime down from the radio, there's a trick that you have to do. You have to use the rear speaker outputs going to the amplifiers. Then, like we were talking about earlier, just the rears. Then what you do is you take this is where it gets crazy, you take the front output of the radio, the driver's front door, and you take a little speaker and you bury it up in the dash. Okay, then you fade the radio all the way to the rear. Now that speaker is going to do all the chiming, all the talking for Bluetooth, all the navigation, all that. It's going to come out from underneath the dash. Sounds perfectly fine. And then your rear speakers, the rear outputs of the radio will play all the other speakers in the car. Full, no big deal. Sounds great. Look at something like an Audio Control LCQ1. It's a 1-channel, or it's a 3-channel, but it has 3 bands of equalization. Really simple to use for a situation like that, where you're just going to feed it. You're going to feed the rear into 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and then the sub will auto generate itself. But that's what we do in that car. Now, if for some reason you do have the volume control, you can still use the LCQ1 and just run front, rear, and then it'll create its own sub-channel. But either way, you have to be able to turn down that door chime, because if you try to amplify it, it will just kill you. It's like, wow, you'll hate your car.
All right, so Steve, the client wants to replace it because the 8.4 inches OEM screen died. He won the 4200.
Okay.
The new Metra kit will work.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Coach kit with Maestro RR.
Yes.
Keep the cluster and all the pack, the
Correct.
RP4, blah,
Yeah,
blah, blah.
yeah.
Have the limiter control, blah, blah, blah. Seems like all the issue is data.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
that sucks.
that sucks. Yeah.
Justin
from Australia, what's up, man?
So I'm hoping he's using the iData kit, and if he is, I would try to give him a call. I mean, God, that sucks.
Yeah.
Whew.
It's one of those days, huh?
Okay, go on.
Yeah. Johnny, do you guys use the Aussie iron?
Oh yeah, I saw that. No,
I just got one. It's awesome.
I'll have to check into that. I saw that on there because I'm always looking for a new soldering gun.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I like soldering guns.
Andres, why are you guys not doing more reviews of the stereos?
Okay, so
Coming out.
there was no. We pretty much finished all the stereos that we wanted to review a couple months back. There was a few like we never got to, like the single DIN stuff, and that was it. We were like, you know what? I don't really care about the single DIN stuff. I think there might have been one. Like, I don't think we did the 5 Series Kenwood, but that's not a real popular radio, so we did the 7, we did the 3. And then we were done with the reviews because we really didn't have anything else to review. And those reviews take a ton of time. And if there's something that people aren't really going to watch, then we don't really feel the need to do them.
But it's coming.
But we just had the new Alpines come out. We just had the new Pioneers come out. There's going to be new Kenwoods coming out next month in a couple weeks. Actually, in a couple days, probably. So there's like 10 to 15 radios that we have to shoot videos on. And so what we've been doing in the meantime is all this other stuff, install bay videos and install diaries, this show here. So, yes, we realize those are very important and an integral part of the channel. It's just when there's nothing to talk about, what do you talk about?
Alright.
And we want to keep you guys entertained.
Alright, so Andrés, muy pronto llegan más
Plus, it's all his fault at the end of the day.
más reviews de los estéreos. So, apenas acabamos de tener Pioneer, Alpine, viene Kenwood, so estate al pendiente. Alright, so Donald, have you guys ever worked?
Gabriel, there. Gabriel, check out the audio control. What is it?
Audio control what?
Amplifier. Run is 12. Audio control Epicenter 1200.
The 1200,
Yeah.
the big one, yeah.
Yeah. Check out the Epicenter audio control 1200 to run your Kicker L7s. You'll love it.
Yeah.
Badass.
With the epicenter.
Oh, with the Epicenter, it's
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, back to like 20 questions.
Sorry. That was an easy one.
Donald, have you guys worked on a Tesla?
No, unfortunately. Kind of want to though.
Really?
Not really.
No, me too.
Okay.
Hey guys,
See you, Victor.
Hey guys, you are running 2 subs and 1,000 watts a piece, and you wire them a 4 ohm each to 2 ohm in series. Do you need 1,000 watts amp or 2,000 watts to run both subs?
Just ask an easy question. So here's the deal. When it comes to matching up subs and amps and all this fun stuff, whether ohm load or non-ohm load, if it says it's 1,100, or let's keep it simple. If it says it's a 1,000 watt sub, let's call it a 500 watt sub. If it says it's a 500 watt sub, it doesn't matter if it's at 1 ohm or 4 ohm or 2 ohms or 8 ohms. It's 500 watts. That's all it is. So it doesn't matter what the ohm load is. Now, if you have 2 500 watt subs and you buy a 1,000 watt amplifier, you want to make sure that that amplifier is putting out 1,000 watts.
Yep. Just got like 20 questions, so
I'm working on it. You want to make sure that that amplifier puts out 1,000 watts at whatever ohm load you had. So if you have your 2 subs and the lowest ohm load they can get to is 2 ohms, you want to make sure you buy an amp that puts out 1,000 watts at 2 ohms. Now, where the fun in all this comes is most of it is BS, meaning the amps are 1,500 watts, which are really only 500 watts. The subs handle 1,000 watts, but they really only handle 500 watts. So it's hard to, off the cuff, mix them up. Now, Alpine makes a Type R, which has 1,000-watt power handling. Everyone always goes out and buys a 1,000-watt Alpine amplifier, and within 5 minutes, they totally roast the subwoofer. Because it's not made to handle 1,000 watts all day long. It's made to handle a burst of 500 watts. So, whatever peak power is on a subwoofer, if it's 1,000 watts, it handles about 500 watts. If it's a 1,200 watt, it handles about 600 watts. If you buy a good amplifier, most like there again, like Pioneer says 1,800 watt amp. It's not. It's like a 900 watt amp. Yeah. So that's the hard part in all this, is just trying to match this stuff up. We have people come in here all the time, and I'll say, you need this amp with this, and they'll be like, oh, no, I've read the RMS. It's like, dude, really? I do this all day long. This is the combination you need, so you don't launch these things through the dust cap.
All right. So, Thomas.
It's tough. Sorry.
All right. So, Thomas, new Clarion head unit has digital output and CarPlay. Do you know any new Alpine, Kenwood, or Pioneer they have that combo as well? Reason I asked, because the new audio control and a single digital versus 3 RCA seems much cleaner.
No. Simple answer to that is no. Right now, no. They don't.
All right.
And I don't think that's enough of a reason to buy that radio. That's just my personal opinion.
Okay. John, Dean, have you ever heard about the Scar TXL subs?
I've seen the picture. I think that's
probably want to order it.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll have them at some point. I really don't pay attention to Scar too much. That's because we don't. Paul sells a lot of it. We don't actually install a lot of it. So it's just one of those weird brands that
we sell a lot.
Yeah.
All right, Miguel, is there a double DIN that can be integrated with my stock Bluetooth backup camera and the steering wheel controls on the 2017 Nissan Altima? I don't really want to buy the pack audio or the JL fix. Well, it's nothing.
So he's trying to, do they make a dash kit for that car? I don't even think they make a dash kit for that car.
2017, man, no.
Probably not. You're going to have to wait till they come out with a dash kit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Check Metra Pack, or Metra Pack Audio or Scosh. But I think you're just going to have to wait till the dash kit comes out on that. And then at that point, you can add a smart harness to integrate into all that stuff. Integrating into that isn't hard. Like integrating into the backup camera, that's easy to do. Bluetooth mic, you can't use your Bluetooth mic. You have to put an app, the brand's mic in there, but you can put it in the same location most of the time.
There is a dash kit, you say?
Oh, if there's a dash kit, then yeah, you probably just, yeah. I mean, we integrate that stuff all day long. It's just what you do. So, yeah, if you want to change the radio out,
John,
and then the smart harness will retain the steering wheel control, something like a CP2.
John, so who actually owned the shop there?
Paul.
All right, Jorge, best shallow mount sub in your opinion?
I would say either the Phoenix Gold or right now my personal favorite is the Kicker Comp RT.
Really? You changed the Pioneer?
I never liked the Pioneer.
What?
Dude, as soon as Pioneer went 11-inch, they lost me.
What?
When it went 11 and 13, totally lost it. Nope. I mean, I like the Pioneer pre-made downfiring box and the wedge.
Yeah,
those are nice. But if you're just like, I gotta go buy a shell mount woofer, I'm buying a Comp RT or a Phoenix Gold.
Okay. Steve, iData had no clue where the cluster would stay on. Pack module came the closest to work on 100%.
I'm not surprised in the least about that at all.
Yeah.
Like
funny.
Here's the thing. I mean, all these companies. I mean, we're fortunate here because we have an amazing working relationship with PAC. I mean, when the Camaro had the issue, I was on and they told me about it. I got a car. We stumbled upon a car in 2 days, and they drove here the 5 minutes it takes to get here, and they came out with the software update for it in our parking lot. So I mean, and the Ford F-150 Amp Pro, we did the video. We did Jeff's car. He wasn't getting the lane departure chiming. We called him up. They actually drove to his house.
Yeah, he drove to his house.
And so I mean, we have a great relationship with them. I spent the whole day talking with Matt at iData, and he was uber helpful. But we both understood that we're in this situation. It's like we're not engineers. He's the trainer. I'm an installer. The engineers, you get one of those guys on the phone, and you just want to shoot yourself in the head. And the only problem I have with that company is that it's never their fault. And it's like, dude, seriously? Come on, man. But,
all right.
Yeah, I'm with you. I do it every day, man.
Yeah. Steve says, like, love your videos, man. Well,
Thanks.
thank you. Victor, gotta go, guys.
Yeah,
Thanks for the knowledge. Ray, 1800.1. Okay. Radio style, like Pioneer.
Says Jason, just in case you missed 2005. Oh, 2005. Yes, 2005 sucks. Yep. Okay, 2005. Yep, you're correct. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, you got to use that Metra harness. Actually, in the 2005s, we just pull the factory amp.
All right, radio.
I'm not using that Metra harness.
So Christian is
They
like
suck.
radio style, like Pioneer DVH A85.
That's a European version.
I don't know.
What does he want to know?
He wanna go like something style like that, like a flip out, single DIN screen.
Oh, old one. No, I got nothing like that. They don't make anything like that anymore. Sorry. Hey, Butch. All right, what else you got?
Yeah. And he's like, don't laugh about my profile picture.
Never.
That's awesome.
What?
That's awesome. His profile picture.
Oh, okay.
There's a Dutch. Hey guys, thanks for the show, Robert. Wilson. Hey guys, I really enjoy watching the awesome work that you guys do. Keep the videos coming up on YouTube. You guys are awesome. Chad, you don't like the Rockford R1 Shadow? Come on, that's the best.
You know, every now and then manufacturers...
T1. What about the T1?
Oh, sitting right here. That's badass.
Right there.
Okay. So, true story. We're at the Rockford training, and they're talking about how amazing their T1 woofer is and how they have all this patented technology that they're using on it. And as they're explaining it to us, they're showing us the magnet for it and this whole motor structure. And I'm going to Fernando, hey, man, we have those motor structures sitting on our workbench over there out of another manufacturer's woofer. So either they're paying for the patents out of that, or they managed to come up with some other idea and use the same...
Maybe they share it.
Maybe they share it. I don't know, but it's funny. But the motor structure that came out was an amazing woofer, so the T1 is an equally amazing woofer, but the T1 is also... But the T1 isn't realistically priced woofer for most applications. Most guys that want us to recommend a woofer. Plus, a T1 really isn't shallow. I mean, the top of the woofer is like 2 inches tall. You can't really downfire it, and if you put it behind a seat, you're just going to muffle the shit out of it. So, I don't know. I always go default reasonably priced. There are better ones, there's no doubt about it, like a T1 that costs 3 times the amount of money as those. And if you have the room for it, would definitely be worth it, for sure. Okay.
Okay, so, Thomas, to the question I asked about the 2 subs with 1,000 watts amp or 2,000 watts. I'm putting 2 SCAR 8-inch CVX, and I'm trying to find the right amp to pair with them. The subs are 900 watts a piece, so how many watts total I can run for the...
Okay, simple solution. You don't need to go any farther. Call SCAR, ask for Shane. More than likely, he's going to be the guy that answers the phone. Tell him you watched our crazy show, and say, hey, what amp do I need to buy of yours to put on these amplifiers? Put on these 8s, and he will give you an answer to do that. That's his job.
Yep.
Simple solution.
He's good.
Just call them and ask. They will tell you. They have the new thin series too. They're real reasonably priced. They'll probably do the trick. But if you want to get some real power, the bigger series amplifiers are definitely amazing. But yeah, just call Shane at SCAR. Tell him you talked to us. Tell him you want what should I power these with, and he'll take care of you.
All right, Ray.
And if he doesn't, let me know.
Okay. So Ray say, happen to hear the newer Alpine X series components?
No, I haven't heard them yet. I've only heard the old ones.
Am I looking to grab a pair or do a 3-way precision power front stage?
Yeah. Well, you know, you got a 3-way set compared to a 2-way set. That's going to be a tough push. I mean, the precision power, they're not terrible speakers. They're pretty nice speakers, especially that 3-way set. So that's a tough call. That's a really tough call.
Yeah. All right.
You know, that's tough.
John say, how did Pioneer training go?
Pioneer training was okay. Actually, I enjoyed it a lot. I think I was the only one out of the 3 of us that did. I think you might have not been paying attention. And I know
no, I mean,
Paul was staring at the ceiling fan, watching it spin.
That was good. I enjoy it. I was expecting more.
I always go in expecting very little.
In the end of the day, they came out with the brand new head units, and that was the top of the conversation.
Which is fine. That's all we really needed to know.
And that's fine. I mean, like I said, that was not bad.
No.
That was not great.
No, well, yeah. But, I mean, I got out of it all I needed.
Yeah.
You know, it was an hour and we were done.
Yeah,
I walked up to
it.
Harry and I
Definitely.
said, Harry, thank you for only taking an hour of my life away from me.
Yeah.
Have a good night. Bye.
Yeah. Because in the end of the day, that's how Pioneer came out with the new product.
Yeah.
That's it. Head units.
Do you sell more Pioneer or Kenwood units? We sell more Pioneer than any brand in the store. Pioneer is the 800-pound gorilla that outsells everything. Everything. It's amazing how much product we actually sell for Pioneer.
Tons.
You know,
It's crazy.
okay, so for example, when you say you're the number 2 guy in the industry, which is basically where Kenwood is. Kenwood is the number 2 brand as far as volume sold. But the difference between number 1 and number 2 is huge. I mean, huge, the amount of money.
Yeah.
That the two companies do. And the funny part about it is if you listen to Pioneer, the end of, you know, they're just, oh, we're not making any money, we're broke, we gotta sell all our shit. And it's like, all right, I tell you what, and I'm sure everyone other than Pioneer is thinking, I wish Pioneer would just go away. You know, if Pioneer disappeared off the face of the earth, I don't think any of the car audio companies would cry about it, because the company driving the prices down are Pioneer, because Pioneer feels they need to compete with brands like Dual, and I'm only using those. I have nothing against Dual. It's just a lower priced radio, and they feel they're competing with it. And it's like they're not. It's like me trying to compete with Usain Bolt as a runner. It's like, we're both runners, bro. You know, come on. You know, I need to be hot. No, it's not even reasonable. You're not that guy. They're not that guy. Don't compete with them. But
I didn't run in my dreams.
They don't look at it like that. They look at it like, oh, this guy's selling it for $400. We need to figure out a way to be there, because we need to sell it. And it's like, no, stop.
But Jason sell more Kenwood than the Pioneer.
You know, and I tell you what, when I was at AVE years ago, we sold more Kenwood than anything. We had Alpine, Kenwood, and Pioneer, and Kenwood killed it. We sold so much Kenwood.
The guy used to sell Jensen.
Well, I never sold Jensen. But we sold tons of Kenwood. Kenwood was our go-to brand. I mean, yeah, we sold so much Kenwood, it wasn't even funny.
John, Dual is garbage. You can say it.
What's that? Dual is garbage. You can say it. Sorry, I mean, you know, I don't want to piss anybody off. You know, it's not my job.
In Louisiana, everybody does Pioneer.
Feature. You know, all right. So here's the thing too. You have to keep in mind is that Pioneer is an easy sell, and it's the path of least resistance a lot of the times when you're trying to sell products. I'm not a sales guy by any stretch of the imagination. I know a ton of shit about a ton of shit, and a lot of, you know, and that's that. But I don't like to sell to people. I like answering questions, I like pointing out features, I like doing all that. But for salesmen, it's easier to sell things that sell themselves. Pioneer's a brand that sells itself. You have to work a little bit to sell a Kenwood. At the end of the day, you could probably make more money off of selling Kenwood. But there again, I'm not the numbers guy. I don't know how much things cost. I don't get involved in that side of things. You know, but... You know, and the other thing, too, is Kenwood is not as hoard out on the internet. Not everyone is just rock-bottoming price it, whereas Pioneer is like, yes, they're cheap everywhere. So, yeah, I mean, if you scale your salesman right, then you should sell more Kenwood than Pioneer, because you're offering a product that you can, you know, potentially do better with. But, you know, what are you saying about Paul? I'm saying Paul likes easy is what I'm saying. You know, he likes easy. So, and he likes Pioneer. You know, he's been selling Pioneer. When he moved to Florida 7 years ago, it was the first time he'd ever done anything with Kenwood. Up until that point, he'd never even seen a Kenwood. He's been selling Pioneer for 30 years now. So he is extremely familiar with Pioneer. It's easy for him to sell. You know, I've had the benefit of selling all these brands, so, or not selling, but representing or talking about or acting with or playing on or touching. So it's easier for me to just go in and talk to the person. You know, I'll ask the 4 or 5 questions I need to, and then I can point you right to the radio that'll best suit your needs. Sometimes he has a hard time with that.
All right.
Nothing on him. It's just that. What? All right.
Keep going. Or?
What is William? Then we'll wrap it up. What do we got? How many questions? We got 2 or 3?
Yeah.
Quick
I
question.
brought the Temco 330 relay. It came with the harness, but ground goes to 86 and remote out goes to 85. Is this correct?
No.
I think on your video, ground goes to 85 and remote out goes to 86. I'm mixing up.
Okay, here it goes. 85 ground, 86 12-volt power. Or okay, slow it down.
Yeah.
85 is ground. 86 is the remote output from the radio.
Yeah.
Those two can be switched. Okay, so 85 and 86 really don't matter because all they're doing is turning the circuit on and off. So if you switch the two, it's okay. So if 85 is ground and 86 is remote in, 86 can be ground, 85 can be remote in. It doesn't matter. It'll still do the same thing. It'll still close the circuit. What you're worried about is 87 and 30. 87 is going to be the 12-volt in. 30 is going to be the remote out to the amplifier. Doesn't matter. They'll both close the circuit.
All right. So, quick question: what would be the best single DIN radio? Will do everything, like Pandora control, rewind, next, thumbs up, thumbs down. Kenwood Key KDC X99.
Check out the Pioneer 8800. Or the Kenwood X701, right? X701, yeah. X701, 8800.
Yeah.
Two to check out. Those are going to be your best, most modern radios.
All right. The last question. Ray, what DSP would you recommend for a first-time user?
That's a tough one. The audio control is real simple.
Good night, Jason.
The audio control has the input-output RTAs that are designed to make your life a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Phoenix Gold new DSP has the right now will work for Windows, Apple, Android, and iPad. So as far as ease of adjustment, there you go. Audio control is going to have iPad adjustment. It's just not available yet. So you still have to plug it into a Windows unit to use it.
Yeah.
I would look at one of those two. Those are going to be good. Just kidding. Have a good one, guys. Thanks, Keith. Thank you, everyone. And with that, we're going to call it. Okay, guys. Good night. And you will now about guys. Okay. I got to check into that. Dean started Patreon so we can sponsor your beer runs.
That's awesome.
I've been thinking about it. I didn't know how serious I was going to take the Patreon thing, but yeah, I've been looking at it. We're probably going to do it at some point.
He asked about where's the best backup camera, Ray?
Best backup camera. We have the video on YouTube. Just go to our channel and go to the iSimple Pack Best Kit video tab, and I think it's literally called "What is the best backup camera?" And it's the thin one there. We have a whole video. We show it at nighttime. It's freaking awesome camera.
Good to see you
and
too,
then try
guys.
to find it somewhere other than Amazon because Amazon charges way too much for it, which is hard
All
to believe. Or just call Paul and have him send it to you because we sell it cheaper than they do.
All right. See you guys next week.
Yeah. Why wouldn't we? Is there a holiday next week?
Yes.
There is?
No, it's not.
All right. All right, guys. We'll see you next week. You guys have a great night as usual, and we will see you later next time. Bye.